Welcome back to the channel, everyone. If you believed you had seen everything there is to know about the world of drama actors, you would be left dumbfounded by today's story. The great himself, Lee Min-ho, performed something so unexpected and profoundly touching that Song Hye Kyo was moved to tears at the same moment. How did he do it? What made her cry? And why are millions of followers worldwide and the entertainment industry as a whole still discussing this momentous occasion? Stay tuned because we will dissect every emotional moment of that night's events, as well as the cause, the deeper significance of Lee Min-ho's impactful deed, and the potential implications for their future relationship. This was not merely a celebrity gesture. It was genuine, unvarnished, and exquisite. To ensure you don't miss the next sensational story, hit the like button, subscribe, and enable notifications if you enjoy emotive storytelling and breathtaking celebrity encounters. Let's get started. This isn't just a headline for that reason. It was a heart-shaking moment. In a moment that stunned the entertainment industry, South Korea's golden actor Lee Min-ho, who is renowned for his poise and tasteful restraint, broke all expectations by doing something so daring and intensely personal that Song Hye Kyo started crying in front of everyone. It all started at a charity banquet in Seoul that was meant to be ordinary. Under the theme Lights of Hope, the event gathered together philanthropists and A-list celebrities to collect money for the education of children. As was to be expected, cameras flashed, reporters muttered, and celebrities grinned for the cameras before Lee Min-ho walked the stage. Nobody could have foreseen what came next. Lee Min-ho started talking about a person who had greatly inspired him over the years, rather than the charity or his next ideas. At first, he didn't even utter her name, but everyone in the room knew exactly who he was talking about. "There is someone here tonight who taught me what true strength looks like," he stated in a steady, yet impassioned voice that reverberated across the hallway. "The sort you carry while no one is looking, not the kind you display on TV." Song Hye Kyo remained still in her chair. She clenched her fingers around her wine glass. She was unprepared for what was about to happen. The audience was taken aback when Lee Min-ho motioned for the orchestra to halt. Then the light went out. Behind him, a piano was illuminated by a single spotlight. Yes, previously, under the guise of a performance, a grand piano had been stealthily carried onto the stage. Lee Min-ho took a seat and began to play. An original composition rather than a well-known drama OSD or a pre-recorded tune. One that had been written over 6 months in secrecy. Song Hye Kyo's life hardships and poise under duress served as the sole inspiration for the music. To the one who stayed silent. A video of Song Hye Kyo's early career, her humanitarian endeavors, and her private moments captured unguarded by her admirers, started to play behind him while he played. There were only unvarnished, lovely moments of a lady who had dedicated so much of herself to her craft, and so little to herself. There were no glitzy headlines or controversies. Song Hye Kyo became distraught. As Lee Min-ho played on without once turning to face her or looking for applause, tears ran down her cheeks. He was very focused. Performance wasn't the point. Here, this has to do with acknowledgement, something that no one has before dared to do for her in public. There was a startled silence in the room as the last note was played. Nobody gave a clap. Nobody made a move. It wasn't uncomfortable, it was respectful. Only when something that is unquestionably true has been disclosed does there come a sort of sacred quiet. With shaky hands, Song Hye Kyo got up, stepped to the stage, and embraced Lee Min-ho in front of everyone. It wasn't romantic. There was no script. It was a person. He nodded, fighting back his own emotions as she murmured something in his ear that was not caught up by a microphone. "No one has ever done that for me," she remarked, turning to the crowd. "Not for the rest of my career. Not in my life." In a matter of minutes, the internet took off. The most popular fan videos went viral on YouTube, Twitter, and TikTok. Globally, the hashtag Lee Min-ho for Hye Kyo started to trend. Comments like, "I didn't expect to cry tonight. What a moment," and "Forget ships, this is love in its purest form." Respect were all over the comment sections. Song Hye Kyo could only be moved to tears like this by Lee Min-ho. However, neither Song Hye Kyo nor Lee Min-ho spoke to the media following the occasion. No explanation, no press release, just that one moment that will never be forgotten. Naturally, though, rumors started to circulate. Was this a confession? Did anyone realize how near they were? Was this the start of something more profound? The two had, in fact, become closer over the past year, as insiders quickly pointed out. They had discreetly helped one another through difficult times in their careers, personal tragedies, and lengthy filming schedules. Even rumors of late-night gatherings and poetry exchanges were circulated, but none of them were verified. There had been nothing tangible up to this point. Perhaps, however, that wasn't the purpose, because Lee Min-ho's actions were not a romantic statement. It was an affirmation of reality, a public, unreserved celebration of a lady who has endured years of agony, adoration, and anticipation without seeking recognition. No guy had the courage to do what he did, not as a lover or a co-star, but as a fellow artist and a person. When he spotted her, he ensured that everyone else did too. New information comes to light as viewers keep replaying the scene. The background music sheets were annotated in Lee Min-ho's own handwriting. The final note of the song was precisely tuned to the key of "You Were There." According to one of Song Hye Kyo's friends, she cried softly backstage for about 2 hours. After the event, not out of sadness but out of relief. Someone had noticed her for the first time in a long time, despite the attention. The globe was in a state of wonder for days after the momentous occasion. It wasn't simply another celebrity gesture that went viral. It was a cultural reset, an uncommon gesture of vulnerability in a field that frequently wears excellence as armor. Known for her grace and elegance, Song Hye Kyo had long been regarded as untouchable, a woman of silence as much as grace. She had maintained a stoicism that won her respect, but frequently left her alone in the face of loss, heartache, betrayal, and intense public scrutiny. Lee Min-ho broke through the facade that evening, celebrating strength rather than revealing weakness, and it had a seismic effect. It was dubbed the most emotionally impactful event in Korean entertainment history by several news sites. Lee Min-ho played her song and the world listened, was the headline in the New York Times. Song Hye Kyo was featured in an unplanned cover spread called Unveiled for V Korea. According to reports, even renowned celebrities like Zendaya and Keira Knightley expressed their love in private messages. Behind the scenes, industry insiders started talking. According to a renowned director, Lee Min-ho had discreetly contacted Song Hye Kyo's previous drama crew, humanitarian colleagues, and even her piano teacher from childhood, in order to gain a deeper understanding of her world and create the piece that would speak for her when words could not. He didn't do it to get her approval. One source said he did it because he thought she deserved to be honored for who she is, not just what she does. Furthermore, Song Hye Kyo and Lee Min-ho remained silent despite not making any public remarks. The lack of reaction says it all in a society where celebrities are frequently compelled to explain, refute, or correct. This was no publicity gimmick. This was not a proclamation of a relationship. It was art. This was soul. However, rumors are still circulating. Some claim that they have been secretly dating for more than a year. Others assert that this was Lee Min-ho's means of at last releasing emotions that he had suppressed since their initial conversation about collaborating, which had never progressed past the preliminary planning stages years prior. Fans are already speculating about hidden signals in their social media posts and previous interviews. However, those closest to them maintain that their relationship is based on a deep respect for one another. In the words of a producer who has collaborated with both actors, love doesn't always need labels. Sometimes it's easy to tell when two people are deeply attached to one another. And maybe that was the thing that shocked the supporters the most. Not just the piano, not just the tears, not even the hug, but the knowledge that what they saw was real in a world of made-up fiction. Genuine feeling, genuine appreciation, genuine bond.